lurkers, and hello all you archaeologists. I'm the John Struct. I'm having a Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn adventure. I've got another free 96 hours, and I intend to try and play some of that. I unfortunately I couldn't find myself 4 days in a row, but before Crisis Core came out specifically, if you want to know where we are on the timeline. But it's fine. We'll get as much as done as we can. So where are we? Well, we're before the fall. What did I say? Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn? I think we're before the fall adventure, aren't we? We are on the counter-offensive. So let's see if we can get to Heaven's Sword tonight. That'd be lovely. That'd be grand. Okay. I'm just gonna subtly adjust where I put my microphone. Been keeping a close eye on the Garlean garrison. It would seem that Imperials have finally begun to mobilise. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squad seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take hold of our position. They should likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field to meet this assault head on. I have apprised your fellow Scions of the situation, and I am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Pray report to Lieutenant Alian and lend your much welcome strength to the counter-offensive. That I shall. We'll have to remember how to play this game. Like, for instance, I keep thinking this is going to be the jump button. Is there a jump button? That is the jump button. Okay. So, where are we on the I spoke of the timeline. If you're watching this from the future, I've probably held off uploading a lot of these because I've just been obviously recording whenever they can give me free time, because I like not spending money if I can help it. Look at that low resolution text on the ether. So at this point, I've completed Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 5, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy Dirge of Cerberus, which is I just completed that today. Obviously, I don't know if it's obvious or not. I completed Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. I did Sword of Mana, which is a remake of Final Fantasy Adventure. And of course I've done Final Fantasy Legend, and I did the remake of Final Fantasy Legend 2, although I've never completed that. Anyway, that's where we are on the timeline. Also, I have watched Last Order. I still need to finish the rest of one of those films, The Advent Children. Anyway, Alien. Maybe this lady knows who the traitor is. Glad to have you with us, Naive. I'm sure Lieutenant Adelstein has explained the Garleans have deployed a small force of Castrum Meridium. That word there. Ah, this story. Their main column assembles to the north near Dalamud's Talons. We've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. They wish you to rush force and commit to battle. The main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Oh, hang on, I don't need this on, do I? Sorry, let's turn that off. Captain Illbird. You're not an Illbird at all. You're not even a bird. Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bid you and your fellow come lend a hand to the Braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the fourth should have little trouble contending with aught the Garleans might throw them. Also, I guess this is not an adventure, it's a redemption, because it might even be the third time I've played some of these. We'll see what I name them. I just realised that might be an issue. I'll have to come up with a third word until I catch up with myself, which I probably have at this point, so it is an adventure, because I certainly didn't get this far the first time or the second time around. Anyway, But this is the fourth, because you didn't see me do the third. But even when you cannot be everywhere at once, the third was getting restless. Hold up and hold down. I'll tell you when I'm, like, in territory that I've definitely never seen before. So I've marched them out of here to fill any holes in the plant's defences and add their numbers to your counter-attack. The reinforcements are welcome. We've enough soldiers to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls. Let's open up a can of Coke. It is far too late for me to be drinking caffeine. But I don't have work tomorrow. I booked it off. Of course, it will affect the next day. But I'm trying to book Tuesday off, so I can play more of this on. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't get a weekend and I wanted 4 days free. Like 3 and a bit days would have been grand, but I didn't get that. And even if I get Tuesday off, that's when Crisis Core comes out. Anyway, I think my camera's slightly tilted. That's kind of annoying. It's fine. It would be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let's take this fight to the Galleons. A wise course, indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the fourth and give battle to this main column. You're the third, then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. Done. When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Miqo'te. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. I look over there, I can't see shit because there's a shining light in my face. Less the green screen show. Why am I there? Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, I didn't realize it was just there. We'll get used to shit, okay? Pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations... Oh, I forgot my cushion. Oh, the light's on the cushion. Blast you. It's within reach, but I'd have to maneuver it in such a way. I could just do a cut, couldn't I? It'd be fine. A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more. Scion, our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories are wont to pave the road for a greater coin. Now, this detached force will be sent to eliminate the split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We need to split ourselves. You know what? We're not going to get through as far as I thought I would tonight. Maybe. We'll certainly try. Before the Fall is a two-part anyway, but we're about to finish the first half of it. Let's stop distracting ourselves. I won't be doing any of the side quests because I want to do that in the middle of the day, not midnight on a Sunday. But yeah, split ourselves up a couple more ground. Make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. Seeing as you're an army onto yourself, I've assigned you your own areas to scour clean of enemy soldiers. This would be a simple search and destroy. Rendezvous back here. When task is up, rendezvous. When task is done. Cool. Where is that? Oh, it's over there. Oh God, how do I play as my character? I've set it up in a logical fashion, it's fine. There will be some inefficiencies while I familiarise myself with the process. How loud is everything? Should be good, hopefully. What I've done is I've accidentally attacked the the random mobs, haven't I? What's my health? Oh, it's above my head. Again, it will come back to me. Maybe I want a chocobo to help. To shield me. You seem grim, Scion. Take it to mean that between us, more than a few Scarlians won't be making it back to the castrum. These Imperials, though, they've certainly made us earn our pay. I'd be a happy man if I were never to have to tussle with another one of those Magitech horrors. It's time we bid this war-torn land farewell. I will contact the 4th, and Lieutenant Sir Alien will know the west is now clear. Would appreciate you do the same when you report to Lieutenant Adelstein. Right, it's right over there, but... this is probably still faster. Corporal Alterian, what news of the Garleans? The raiding parties are no more. Excellent. The Amaljan engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. Let's complete this. Quest complete. Cool, an uninvited Ascian. I will accept. You must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Alien has reported a sound victory over the main column. It informs me that the sounds have already turned their attention to the other duties. Tell you what, I'll use this opportunity just to grab something very quickly. All but one, that is. The road garden lady with the large axe. 'Twould appear she was chosen to remain at the site of the battle. I know not what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but Northern Thanalan is no place to wander alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you could check on her before you continue on your way. Let's go do that then. Try to faff slightly less. If possible, you know. Might not be. It's Araman. Oh, he's a big version of my BD. Oh look, I'm riding one as well. That's cool. Oh, we may need to do some of the online quests. Online quests? Yeah, I suppose so.
Hold on, I won't be a second.
Sorry, kicking the microphone.
The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe.
I killed one as well.
I know. As Urianger never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it?
Ain't it just?
Aye, that ought to do it. So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed? The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether, which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
But I'm an archer.
She senses me. A useful talent.
I use for...
An Ascian. Are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan, keeper of knowledge, seeker of truth, meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales.
It's a really cool mask because it just invokes the sort of it looks like a facehugger, doesn't it? It's really creepy.
And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense.
It's an interesting accent you have, mate.
But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh dear. Could it be that frail Hydaelyn has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like one of the regulars just doing a nasally voice.
Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken.
Yeah, it sounds like a rogue just doing a different voice. It might be just because they've all got the same English, like British voice acting coach.
Now is the time to claim the staff. With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
What did that bastard want with us? Nabriales, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet, unconscious. But this staff, you say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff. Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
Hi. Not gonna pay if I don't have to. That's... Which is the sky? You're here. How did you get ahead of me? Master Louis Suar's staff is kept in the solo, isn't it? Quickly now. Well, there's still a little bit of shadow there. Possibly because this got turned. Is it?
You two.
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you.
Oh, like pun.
The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on.
Okay, I've completely forgotten who Elidibus is. See the white cloak.
But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
You will not harm her!
No.
Moonbreeder!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings.
Surroundings.
How else do you think Louis Suar was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals?
12.
Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
Yes.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow the staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
Yeah, I think it's the rogue. Just he's having to do pull double duty invoices. No, not the rogue. What am I talking about? It's it's the dude from Final Fantasy 12. Oh, why have I forgotten his name? Okay, I'll check it out. Okay, first of all...
Quickly, before the rift closes.
I don't want to change the page. Oh, the Chrysalis is now available. Go. Okay, FF12 characters. Right. So Balthier, it's Balthier, isn't it? Doing a nasally voice. Yeah, so not the rogue. And of course, Balthier's already in this game as one of the Scions, Moonbreeder's scholarly friend. So let's type in FF Scions names. Like so. So no, not Thancred. Oriange. So I think it's Oriange. Oh, hello. Oh, mother! Welcome back. Oh, hang on. Do I have the button for that? I do. Oh, the button's not set up. Mother! Alright, that was way too loud. Right, I don't know, how long have you been here? Did I miss... So, somebody's been on the screen, Nabriales, and he talks like this. He's, I am an evil person, and I will say evil things. Ooh. Oh, that sucks. Oh, do I have to do Chrysalis? Okay, this, I might be stopping here, because, like, what's the likelihood of me being able to do this right now? Well, shit. That's shit as well. It is 12:30 on a Sunday. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get in. I didn't realise I'd have to immediately do a duty. That's really terrible timing on my part. 9 minutes, it says, so maybe it is December. I don't know what to do in the meantime. I guess my other quests. Welcome back, though, to the Twitch. Yes, while I'm faffing about then. So I'm going to look up the voice. So the voice for Balthier. Voice of Balthier is Gideon Emery. And now I want the voice of Nabriales. Well, some people have multiple voices. And also, I don't know how to pronounce my name. I tell you what. Oh, damn it. FF14. Nabrales. There we go. There we go. I knew it. I knew it was that dude just doing a squeaky voice. It's like, that voice. That's. Okay. I'm good at telling voices, as long as they're familiar ones. I'm sorry, Moonbreeder. I'm just going to walk away from you. I'm just going to do one of these random quests, apparently. I can't teleport because I'm not tuned. Let's do that. So yeah, I only get 4 days of this for free, so immediately being told I can't do anything is slightly annoying. Hoping to get to the next expansion pack. One, two, okay. This wild dodo. Right. Let us attune. It's Fu Warrior. Ooh. Over the last month, I did the first, like, 15 hours of Final Fantasy X. I've played the entire of Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus. Before that, I did a game called, something of the Golden Idol? Curse of the Golden Idol. That was pretty good. That was like not a Final Fantasy game, obviously. And I'm not sure what else. Trying to buy a house, but and by house I mean like a room, because I'm never going to be able to afford a house. But I can only like literally afford the cheapest thing, and that's a really terrible place to be doing house hunting, because people can just pay more money and then you can't get it. Or quite a lot of the time the banks go, no, we don't want to give you money for that particular house. Because it's got a bit of wood, and we don't like buying wood. Anyway. I don't know where this is. Oh, yeah, I see. I'm not reading these out loud, I'm only reading out main quest things. I'll read them to myself. Okay. So far I've completed Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 5, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 7 Dirge of the Cerberus, Final Fantasy Legend, Final Fantasy Adventure, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Yeah. I feel like I'm going pretty well. I mean, it is, after all, my ambition of completing all the Final Fantasy games, even the weird side games that probably don't count, apart from like the 11th one or possibly Crystal Chronicles. Pretty sure some of these games would be impossible or a headache to stream. I'll see how I feel about them when I get to those particular games, I guess. 6 minutes elapsed. Okay. This general. You know what? I should be tracking this quest. Right, how do I track it? I track the quest. What do you want me to do, game? What am I looking for? I'm looking for clues. Okay, that's terribly clear, but I guess I don't have a lot of space to roam. It's just a circle. Ooh, I found a crooked pickaxe. I found a clue. What I've been meaning to do is make a little video of all the ones I've finished, and then I can press a video, and it would be like, "Hello, I'm John." Oh fuck, we can do it! Cool. Let's quickly hand in this. Ooh. Ringback books sound like they could be fun. I've been starting to read the culture novels by Ian Banks and listening to them at the same time. I do not remember this dungeon at all. Oh no, I do remember. Well, I remember having to rescue her. I love his mask. Oh, too much light. I do need to figure out how to fix that. Why are so cringe? I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, is it just a fight? That's... Oh, there's loads of us. Cool. Let's play the song of my people. But I am a bun. Alright, well, we'll melt through this because this is a really low level quest. Oh, where are they gone? Okay. Okay, I have no idea what they're doing. They're exploding those things. Do I have to go into them before? Okay. You don't want them to explode on him, it looks like. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I just took loads of damage then. Maybe I shouldn't be just jumping into stuff. I died. Okay, cool. Maybe I should have looked up what to do. To be fair, I didn't realise we were going into a boss. Ooh, thank you. Okay, I'm going to stand next to the people. Okay, you're an archer. I'm going to stand next to you. We'll do as the archer does. Okay, yeah, it's also been a while since I played this, so... I hope I'm playing it correctly. Oop. Okay, what is this archer doing? This archer is doing... Okay, I'm just gonna follow this archer. Because last time I died, and I don't want to die again. Okay. But like maybe we, like I don't know if we're picking up things or. Okay, they might have actually said in the bottom left-hand corner, and I left it. Oh fuck. There's lots of pretty colours going on right now. He's got a shield on him. So I'll read your comment in a second. Okay, we have a limit break. Somebody should use it. If they don't, I shall. Nah, I'll let someone else. Just wanted to remind somebody it existed. Somebody with a sword should use it. Oh god, it's pulling me in. I think I got criticised then. What the fuck am I doing? I'm gonna stand in the middle. Maybe not the middle. There's a fuck off comet there. Oh, there's a dude there. Okay, I see. I'm gonna shoot this. It's a shootable object. Awesome. Secret Ascian man. Right. Ring spiral on loop. Okay. Yay! Happy bunny. Oh shit! Thank you for telling me. Ah, how embarrassing. Oops. How did I get rid of that? Where's... Ah, how did I not notice that? Thank you for telling me. Cool. There's so much gumph on the screen for this game, it's easy to just miss an element that wasn't a part of the original game. My cup of tea is cold as well.
Safe. Thank the 12.
Ooh, I've got to click buttons. There goes Nab. Oh no, it's an extra guy.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come?
How did you find a guy with the same voice as the last one? They body hop.
Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, Again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, Scions.
Yeah, he's in Destiny as well. He's the sniper in Destiny 2. Move that off screen.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
It's the aura site. We've been training to figure out how to beat ghosty people.
What trickery is this? No. No. Cannot. No.
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free!
And Forley taught us how to do it. You didn't need to, like, nod.
Concentrate. Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light. Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me. I shall make you pay for your insolence.
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
I know what contains ether.
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louis Soir, I understand now the choice you made.
This is somewhat undercut by the fact that we didn't know Moonbreeder existed until like 20 hours ago. Like, she just turned up for this plot.
In death, there is life. Farewell, Urianger. You daft old coot.
You're childhood friends. You must presumably the same age. It'd be incredibly embarrassing if it still wasn't quite enough.
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
There we go, we defeated our first Ascian. Well, our second, but we killed our first Ascian. We've defeated our second.
Moonbreeder. She's gone.
Hang on, Louis Soir's not even dead. Hang on.
You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead.
That's a staff. I mean, it's very sad.
This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minfilia, are you all right?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
Map.
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Ariange know?
Ooh.
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
So this person's got the same voice as the evil dude that we just killed. Well, it's the same actor anyway.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens. Yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not? Long ago, far across the seas in the Charlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louisoix. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hither to the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice, was the realm spared its doom.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead.
Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Charlayan behind, Master Louisoix gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered, and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisoix I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louisoix hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louisoix's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart.
Bun.
Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louisoix's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Ether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
Very sad. Right, let's move on. Or let's have more plot. Just having quiet time. Never have I seen Oriange so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall... How do I turn this back on so it's doing it automatically? We shall gather in the Charlian manor to celebrate Moonbreeder's life, mourn her passing. Fun. And we get a bunch of experience as well. After I choose one of these. That one there. Doesn't really matter. Quest complete. As Moonbreeder was the native Ashalian, feel it only fitting that we gather before the mark of the scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? 'Tis a monument found Wreath Frost, and secret to the Taliac, guardian deity of the city of learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul, and bid her peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. I mean, she put her soul into the spell, right? Does her soul just, like, not exist? Have I... That's what ether is. Actually, no, I'm assuming that's what ether is. Mortona. No, I don't want to. Come away. Ah. How the villains are constantly having a rave. We know where the party's at. Boo. Oh, there we go. Yeah? Yeah, that's the destination. It's a special looking stone indeed. There's a little sparkly I don't like. The Crystal Tower. just looking at the mission list. So I gotta remember to close these tabs.
Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser?
Quicker? You said quicker in a weird way then.
But I was not. And you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you?
Sorrow.
You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death, a fair exchange.
Okay, that mute symbol doesn't need to be quite so big, does it?
Other bargains will be struck.
Thanks, dinosaur in my head. Let's teleport back. All these loading screens. It's quite quick, but still. More of a nun. Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me as antecedent. 'Tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all the others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Naive? Yeah, I do agree. Rest complete. "'Tis as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain that we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many, Louis Soir, Moonbreeder, and our fellows of the Waking Stands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need to remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Naive. There is no other whom I could display such weakness. Person whom I met like 2 weeks ago. You are my pillar of strength. I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. You know, like all the rest of them, more than me. A victory won, comrade lost. To honor the fallen, the living forge ever on, towards the light of a new day. This is sort of a nice screen. So this is the end of one of the chapters of part 1 of Before the Fall, I believe. And of course, the start of part 2, Before the Fall. I have a couple of hours, which I do. I might be able to get through them. Minfilia has a request for me. Remember, Naive, we've either wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favour if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She's not been herself since Breeder's passing. My heart aches to see her so downcast. I mean, I guess it's actually been like months, because they wait a while before expansion packs come out, and like the implication is real time has actually passed. And not that she was just like, oh, we've been grieving for ages. It's like, I've been standing here the whole time. No, you haven't. For that. Anyway. Hey, it's Naive. Great. Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? The thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this, which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for Moon Daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. Trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times. And, well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, I just can't face it at the moment, so I'm wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have coin to pay for the flowers right here. Bun. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Wraith Frost. It's a funny look at the camera then, as if to say, God, I do everything. I do everything for these people. Bollocks. One way. Oh, I didn't realise I could just... Hang on. Can we do that? Can I? Oh, it's her own one. I got you running errands now. Them signs really know how to make you most of your talents, don't they? Sending the saviour of the Aelzir to Bleeding Market, find use of the time that is. Seriously though, you best learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the Chocobo to stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The Moon Daisy, was it? Here, then take it. Tell the Edith's last. I've got a wide selection of headwear in stock if she ever decides to replace the daddy old mask of hers. God knows she needs to. Oh, I don't want to learn anything, just... Oh, whatever. Look how fucking expensive that flute is. Yeah, I thought I might have some of these. I don't need a sword though. Where's... Where's Bard? Did I miss Bard? Rosenbogen. Well, there must be more than one. Whatever. Where am I actually going? I'm going this way. Plant a flower. Yeah, I'm not sure how long this is going to take me. Okay, it's literally where we went before, isn't it? Can we close the map? Ugh, Rowena can be so annoying. She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. When I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says it again and then again and then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. There's a moon daisy. We really love these things, you know. I just hope somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her. Ah. I had this rock 10 minutes ago.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
Okay then. Dragons!
Is that what I think it is?
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
Just to put a hand up there because our rabbit ears are really high up. I want to change a bit. Go get him. Apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeder's passing. Loss will be sorely felt. The last recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Miqo'te will soon arrive and we must hasten to hear her report. So we move on to the next plot. The envoy is here. I thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I will forego the usual pleasantries, if I may. Suddenly, you come news of the Travanians. They're the dragon folk. Hi, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. First wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago. The battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Emeric, himself sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of the nobles' houses' finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Travanians renew their assault. Paint a grim picture, my lady. If it is reinforcements you seek, then. We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. Sir Emeric would meet you with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Farewell, I shall depart for Coethus at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. A commitment to quelling the unrest of Ul'dah must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Ascians of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the grand companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the grand companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favourable reply. You need not say no more. Considering our past dealings with Eorzean Alliance, we well imagine our plea will be received. So the reason this conversation is going on is because in the original Realm Reborn, like Final Fantasy XIV, as it came out the second time around, had 3 nations and they had to deal with an evil army, and these guys were like, nah, we're not a part of that, and so now they need help with their own dragon stuff. Like, that's why. Because it's like, well, you didn't help us, so maybe we won't help you. But also, the first expansion pack, which I'm about to jump into, that's the entire plot is there, because it's in the new land. The fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see, very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations, have them present your request directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event that your pleas does receive a favourable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Emeric's authority in this matter, that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request, a personal appeal to you, Warrior of Light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak to you, with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Midgar Surma and survived. Anything you share with your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Bunny. Thank you. You wear the mantle of a hero as well, and you have the ears of a rabbit. 'Twould seem the road lead us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Nive. Ooh. Oh, yeah, there's going to be a dungeon, isn't there? I also could do with an orange light, so I don't look so pale on screen. Lady Iceheart.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken. Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, Claim your retribution!
Going to Camp Dragonhead. I could have loaded while I was off screen, but I didn't think. That would have required thinking, and I didn't do any thinking. No thinking was had for me. Drinking, sure, but not thinking. Also, that loaded very quickly, so... Seems I was swift and naive. I had to go away for a second, alright? You two, however, arrived with time to spare, for our host is yet to make an appearance. The murmurings of the camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates. So I'm moving the rug towards myself. Of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. It's at the end. It's like the stump at the end of your leg. It's got some toes on. That's what I thought it is. Could have told you that. And I'm a bunny. No, I do have to fly. What? Where am I going? I'm almost there. Look at this heretic dragoon. Heretic scum, how dare they meddle with our divine protections? Shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. We need not fret over much. This is a trembling Temple Knight. There are several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. Mother! Okay. It's the tenterhooked Temple Knight. When I laid eyes upon Lady Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. He's bothered. Does he look bothered? The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. They are outermost layers of Ishgard's magical wards. For the first line of defense can be so easily shattered. Twould seem the heretic struck the first and the most telling blow against Ishgard. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies, we chanced to hear that there had been some trouble at the gates. Thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you've learned of the heretic's treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against our defenders, came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more of this at the camp. Sir Emmerich awaits you. So I seem to remember there's two plots, and this one's technically important, and the other one is going to feel really important, but then they're going to throw it away in the next expansion. It's really annoying. But like, it's all been building up as well, so it's not that bad. It's just really annoying that they throw the villain away. Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed. If she would risk direct action against the city, come, let us do as we are bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Hauschaffant will know where Sir Emmerich means to receive us. The Worms of Roar. Come, kitten. With quests to receive. Hang on. Why would you do the map like that? Zoom in. Look at all this space you're not using on your map. Ah, it's wasteful. Hauschaffant, it's wasteful. 'Tis reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. Ah, but you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. Lord Commander has arrived and will treat you in the intercessory. Why the kitten one on his table? He insists that you go to the intercessory. Is it here? Oh, it's there. Gatekeeper! Greetings, madam. Shall I show you inside? No. Yeah, sure. Why do you have a special room? Look how big your table is. It's even bigger than the other guys. It doesn't even have a map on it. I want the room with the biggest table, for I want to play board games. I thank you for coming with such haste and apologise for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Iceheart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we are but recently returned from the gates of judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary... Sorry, I shouldn't scratch my eye, should I? Not on screen, anyway. Lady Master Avenard, I think it more important than ever that this meeting take place. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and Starwater ally, E39? He'd be a dragoon. You're not E39, you're... It's Batman. May I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon? An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among the masters of the lance, E39 is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. So you are the adventurer of whom they speak. I now see why my blood fair sang in anticipation of our meeting. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. 'Twould seem that Lady Iceheart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history. Though once defeated by Lord Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorized Coethus since Ishgard's foundings. So I'm thinking about dragons, specifically in previous Final Fantasies. And I think it's Final Fantasy 4? Final Fantasy 5 has a bunch of dragons. But you're right, that I think it presumably it has like 2 prominent ones, a sea dragon and an air dragon. And I think the air dragon is like simply called dragon, and it has they just use the Japanese name. Not dragon, but it's something like that. It doesn't really have a name. But the one I'm thinking of, is it a 4? We go up the tower. Am I even thinking of 6? One of them has like 8 dragons that you have to defeat, but like they're called Gold Dragon, Red Dragon, Blue Dragon, Yellow Dragon. They don't have names, but it does harken back. Even these empire, like this little empire they've introduced, harkens back to, well, Final Fantasy 2 and Final Fantasy, all the ones with medieval empires. It's just nice to have it that they waited a little bit before introducing the medieval society, and then went, and also the elves, because we wanted it to be a little bit different. And that's neat. Which one was that? I would have had 2 summoners. Well, if I had 2 summoners, it certainly wasn't 6 then. It must have been 4. It wasn't 3. Hello, Everhearts20. Thank you. I'm up. I'm up very late. But I've got 96 hours free game time, so I'm playing this. So I'm trying to remember which games has all the dragons you have to fight. I'm assuming it's 4. Is it 4? Okay, I'll just look it up. Final Fantasy. Let's say Green Dragon. It's Final Fantasy 4. Tower of Babel. Also known as Green D or Gas D. Yeah. Well, Final Fantasy 2, they're in the earlier ones, but I'm specifically thinking it's the one from Tower of Babel. Yeah, Final Fantasy 4. Okay, that was guessable, but anyway, I'm assuming a lot of the callback is to Final Fantasy 4 because that's the game with all the dragons in. Even though they didn't really do anything with the dragons, they just sort of existed. But yeah, but like I can't think of any of the later Final Fantasies before 14 that really went into dragons, other than just having like Red Dragon, Green Dragon, Blue Dragon. And this is the first one that they've been given proper names. And obviously Nidhogg is a monster name in lots of the Final Fantasies. Definitely in Final Fantasy X. Also, I should have said I appreciate the follow as well. Let's continue. His name features prominently in your nation's history. Though once he defeated the hero Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorized Coerthas since Ishgard's founding. Ooh. Potentially. I draw all my own graphics, so all the snails I drew myself. So I've got this randomized snail here. If I wait for him to the Discord should be in the link somewhere on the Twitch screen. I don't have a button for it, unfortunately. I've only got a button for this, but I forgot to put my Discord on it. But it's on my Twitch page. Let's retire the snail. Aye, many are the scars of our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. Trevi Haldrath plucked from the beast-bested worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, as a treasured relic of Ishgard. There's not a lot going on that Twitch, though, in that Discord, I mean. And one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of its strength, and then no wall or ward could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind can comprehend the depths of his rancor. The Eye itself is secreted? It's secreted, isn't it? I'm saying the same word. Deep within the vault, it is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But though stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics, the dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labour to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength. Though the endless march of years, the dragons endure, patient, calculating, inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. That is especially true of the great worms, they who spent centuries in slumber, only to wake and resume their campaign as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies, 20 years for him to gather his strength, for us to bolster our defences. Now, just as he seems primed for return, heretics strike at the gates. I just want to check one thing quickly, whether or not this particular page says Green Dragon turns into anything. Well, the Green Dragon saw in the... Oh, Green Dragons are in Crystal Tower. I guess none of the dragons are specifically referenced, because Green Dragon is just a common enemy in all the games. But I still think it's a thing. Maybe if I look up Final Fantasy Nidhogg. You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then? Of that we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covet the eye, we've been unable to determine their plans for it. Dragon-like creatures usually drake-related enemies. Hig. Well, that's interesting. It's Nidhogg, I know you. Final Fantasy 10. 12, yes. I'm interested in you. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole of their mistress, has seen fit to rend Ishgard's protections, which is a weakness the Dravanians are not like to leave unattested. So it would seem you have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help but wonder at your candour. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall I guess I slowed down. I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. Put it back on. Hang on, I guess I did load that page for a reason. I want to pin on our canvas. Go away, you. Go away, I'm trying to load a page. Yeah, Nidhogg does a lot. I should try not to ruin that for myself. Okay. This much I expected, unlike our arrangement concerning the keep of the lake. However, you only stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene on the conflict which only concerns Ishgard or Dravania. When the Eorzean Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? Make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask you that you consider that we follow... And what would follow... What? I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our cities to the ground, the Horde would have little cause to linger, and mostly would return to their lairs in Dravania soon after. The ruins of Coerthas would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beastsmen. Till the Garlean's arrival, that is, you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Coerthas. It would not even have to draw steel. Imperial Providence, sharing a border with Mordona, 7 Hells. Ahem. Very well, we will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would, now upon the matter of the roar. Allow me, Sir Emmerich. With the power of the eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. The essence has stolen into my very blood. Fear not. I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me, wherever so I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. And the worm who roared was Nidhogg, aye. means to hurl his horde against Danifin's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt the worm has summoned his minions to war. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, the desperate endeavour will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in common cause. Sir Emmerich was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance. The Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open his gates to outsiders. I suspect the softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes at something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. Okay, I just want to see how far we are through the campaign. We'll pick this up as well. Committed to the cause. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. It's actually really long. Might leave it here. It is 2 AM. I'm not sure how long I want to be streaming for on a Sunday night. Half an hour is ready to begin making preparations for war. We are to aid the Ishgardians in this war of theirs. Preparations will be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stone to make a report to the antecedent. I don't know why she died, so I know where she lives. Interesting.
Alphino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alphino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go. The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end.
Fun.
For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions, and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
Can't we? I have bid the Archons travel to their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge the Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, our comrades will be on the hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. A small matter of persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support I lead to Alphano. For you, my friend, a different task awaits you. I would have you reach out for your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. I would have you consider the matter of our own security. Revenant's Toll is but a short flight. The snowfields of Coerthus is not unimaginable, for the fighting may spill across the border. Pray brief Slavborn of the brewing conflict and discuss potential contingencies. I think I'm going to have to let you go because I'm not able to read. Frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions prove unnecessary. Before you leave, I suggest Titaro accompany you. She has talent for administration and a firm grasp of the practical challenges we may encounter. So I'll park myself next to Titaro and... I probably could have gone for a couple more hours. And I shouldn't have had a cup of coke, so I won't be able to sleep. And of course I'll be wasting time if I don't. But doesn't mean my brain's working, you know? Means I shouldn't have drunk coke. We are rather close to Coerthus, aren't we? We best see to our own defences and take stock of our supplies. Oh, but we need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. Good receptionist is ready for any eventuality. Let's go now. I have 101 things to discuss with Slavborn. And I think this still counts as a sleeping area. Yeah, it does. Appreciate the warning. If the walls coming to Coerthus, then Toll must be ready. I'll increase the number of patrols, lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding women in the infirmary, as well as temporary housing for the victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I would return the favour. But as for rounding up the volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send my fellow guild members to down Ishgardian soil. I'm certain headquarters will say the same. There'll be no official Adventurers Guild presence at this siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with more capable colleagues on your behalf. You might try your luck at the Revenant's Toll. Dare say there are a few stout souls in town who will answer your call to arms. Let's get started, shall we? To the town to rouse. What? I'm a rabbit. No. Spare me your talk of glory and fame. I'm not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I've survived this long by trusting my instincts. My instincts tell me to stay away from Ishgard. Evil's there. Oh, being interrupted on our quest. This was cool, by the way. I've seen this before, but like, I really like how this worked. God, sounds like she's in a right mess, but that ain't what I wanted to talk to you about. I need you to cast your mind back to the scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. Lad from Little Alamigo by the name of Will Red was there with the fourth on that day. I want to know if you've seen him since, have you? No, Bun. Oh, damn it. I feared as much. No one's bloody seen him. It's like the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. By the time Wilred stopped turning up for duty, then black market weapons went missing from our vault in Alder. Now, of course, half the braves suspect the lad of making off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company's disciplined fighting force, but as you and me both know, it's no more than a motley collection of mercenaries, venturers and Grand Company veterans. The only things that binds us together are some vague oath by fighting for the freedom of all, and steady pay. Now, compared to most others in the crew, Wilred's a fresh-faced novice, bleeding whelp among wolves. The boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Ails, he bloody well meant it. Lad like him wouldn't rob us blind, bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And then, and this is just between you and me, mind, there's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me something queer he noticed from the ledgers, something about the bravest numbers not adding up. And there's a villain at the end of the trail I've stumbled upon, and I bet me good eye it ain't young Willard. Yeah, I thought this was a really well told story, this bit. It's just sad that they throw it away. Any road, you've got a water wage, so I'll let you get on. I just thought somebody should know. I'll be seeing you, Nive. Yeah, because I'm not sure I trusted him at the time, even though he's from the Company of Heroes, real, I think, or he's associated with them. Yeah, it's really neat how they do that. They interrupt the quest to do it. Just go boom, 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 boom. Ishgard seeks sellsword support to its ranks here, though I'm not sure I like the sound of the siege. Nobles will surely be generous with their rewards. I pledge myself to the guard reverend soul. Modest work though it is, I'm loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do? In a road. Bim, bim, bim. Yeah, I was just wondering if the sound was working. I can't see what it wants me to talk to. Must be inside the building, that's really annoying. Inside the building or above? That says it's below. Any road. Oh, I found one of them. Almost austere. Sell my blade to the Ishgardians. Well, them dragons are fearsome lot, but I'd slay my fair share if the corn were good. I worked for one of them nights before, you know. Watched me like a bloody orc, he did. Still, I put up with worse than that for a heavy purse. I can send my retainers. Hey, Pinky. Go on adventure. In a class. You can be an archer, I guess. How did you use any of this? Oh fuck, I don't have high enough stuff. I'll do that later, I guess. I note to self by bow. It's another bunny. Volunteer my services in defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claimed the lives of every one of my brothers. Do not mean to offer them mine. 'Twas to escape such a fate that I took up the mantle of adventure in the first place. I would sooner be like a... don't even be an adventurer. Be like a... fireman or something. I would sooner die in pursuit of fortune than huddled behind an icy wall. Didn't really need to walk this, did I? Don't answer any hearts now. 1 or 2, eh? Oh, I added to mine. Makes 3 or 4, not including Slaffborn's friends. We don't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say Revenant Soul veterans worth a dozen clanking knights at least. There we go. I'm going to leave it here, I think. In a couple of hours, that's a video right there. But I'll be continuing this tomorrow. Hopefully morning. But in the meantime, I'll let you go. I've been the John Struct. Thank you very much for watching. Been having a Realm Reborn adventure. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Nice now. There it is. Oh well. Just gotta wait for the snail to come back now.